Today, what I want to get into is the breakout news trade. All right, this is one of my top strategies for the Nadex platform for 2020, and to be honest, for the last 3 years, because I've been using the same damn strategy on crude oil every Wednesday for the past 3 years on this Nadex platform. If you don't believe me, go to my YouTube. You're already on my YouTube. Go down on this channel from 3 years ago. There's the same exact setup on crude oil that I'm trading to this day. And you'll see on that same trade 3 years ago, I made $1,000 in 1 day trading crude oil on the Nadex exchange. And that's the same setup I'm gonna break down in detail on this video. So make sure you stay tuned and let's get into the charts. For this trade to work, we're talking about the news trade, all right? This is a setup, this is a strategy that you'd use when there's a high impact news event. So one of those red folders, you could find them on this website right here, forexfactory.com. And that'll list all the red folder news events with the specific currency that's going to be involved with that news event. So in this case, every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m., crude oil releases, or the government releases an inventory report on crude oil, on the storage of how much crude oil the U.S. is holding, okay? So that number comes out and spikes crude oil up or down, sideways, fucking left, right, every which direction. So for futures traders, it's kind of crazy and it's really whippy. For Nadex traders, all you got to do is what I'm about to show you. So in this case, we have two different strikes, okay? For this Nadex breakout trade, we're going to go with two different strikes. So we're going to have a strike above current market price and we're going to have a strike below current market price. So two separate strikes, and we want these strikes to total up to about $50. If you could get them less than $50, it's better. So you're paying maybe $25 for one, $25 for the other. Today, I paid $18.75 for one side and about 20 something for the other side. So you want them to be lower than $50 or right at $50. So you leave yourself some room for profit, because these Nadex trades, either when they expire, they're either worth nothing or they're worth the ceiling, $100 per contract. So what you got to do in this case, you have your news event, right? First step, find that red folder news event. In this case, we're using crude oil, and crude oil news happened on Thursday this week only because Monday was a holiday. So that report on crude oil, if there's a holiday on Monday, it'll come out on Thursday at 11 a.m., okay? So Thursday, 11 a.m., today, 11 a.m. I'm looking at the market on crude oil. So let's get into the exact process behind the trade and the strategy. So I'm looking at crude oil right before news. So around like 10:45, I'm trying to get my strikes, right? I'm trying to get my strikes. I actually entered them at like 10:58, right before the news event comes out, because the market will spike right exactly at that time of the red folder event. So you want to make sure you're as close as possible to that time, so you get the best strike and prices. So in this case, crude oil right here, this is about 10:55 right here. So 5 minutes before the event, the news gets released. So crude oil current market price was about $54.96. So I'm looking for a strike rate above this level. So I got the 55.50 strike rates. You can see a screenshot of these 55.50 calls right here. And these cost me about $18.75. So we're doing good on the first pair. $55.50 for one contract. And this is saying if crude expires above 55.50, then I will make money on this contract. Now, we don't know how the number is going to come out, if it's going to be up, down, what's going to go on. So we want to take a position where if it spikes in either direction, if it spikes up, we want to be able to make money. If it spikes down, we want to be able to make money. So that's why we use another strike below current market price. So you want to get it so price is right at $55, right? So you want to get it so that it's pretty even from each side. So I have the 55.50s, and then on the lower side, I took the 54.50s. So pretty, crude oil was right at like 55, so it was pretty even, smack in the middle. I got a strike 50 cents above, 50 cents below. That's what you want to look for with these trades. So on the downside, I had the below 54.50s, all right? And those contracts you could see right above, I paid, what did I pay for these? $75.50. So these were $24.50, okay? So one contract cost me $24.50, and the other one cost me $18.75. So $20.50 plus $18.75 brings us to about $43 invested. Now, if just one of these contracts doesn't expire in the money, doesn't matter if it's the above or it doesn't matter if it's the one that goes below. If either these 55.50 calls or these 54.50 puts expire in the money, then I'll get $100 for that, and that'll leave me about what? 100 minus this 43.25. That'll leave me with $56.75 profit. So a couple pies of pizza here in New York. But moral of the story, we're left with $57.75. Doesn't matter if it goes up or down as long as it moves in one direction. Now, the best part about this is you just got to set the trade in the morning and then come back at 2:30. You don't got to worry about it. You just let it expire. If it expires in the money, congrats. On this trade, I made $56.75 per contract, all right? So now let's fast forward. We got the trade locked in. It's about 11 o'clock. We're getting ready. We got our trade locked in, and we're waiting for that news event to come out, right? Or if you're not waiting for the news event, you're out doing whatever the hell you're doing. So let's just take a look at what goes on for the day. All right, 11 o'clock hits, boom, big spike. Crude oil starts its choppy chop. But yeah, you can see this thing is going up, down, left, right, sideways, like it's going crazy, but really just bouncing in this range. So again, we have the 55 calls and the 54.50 puts. So if price hangs above 55.50 at 2:30, that expiration time, then that 55.50, those will expire in the money. So we got price bouncing all around. Now for futures traders, you got to be able to nail an entry and know where your trade is wrong. So you got to know where to put a stop loss, know where to take the trade off. With Nadex, you're not worried about all this whippy action. You're literally just worried about if price is going to be at 55.50 or above, or below 54.50, right? So you're literally just worrying about a simple yes or no question. Hey, is price going to be above or below this damn level? You're not worried about where's my stop going to be? What am I going to do if it hits this level? What if I get taken out? Am I going to re-enter? Like, you don't have to worry about all that stuff. It's just a simple yes or no question. You put the trade on in the morning and you let it rock for the rest of the day until 2:30 when this thing expires. And wow, look at that. It was a nail biter, but look, it expired right at, so 2:30, close was at 55.62. So the 55.50 calls made money, and that's where the $57 profit? $56.75 profit on this trade. And guess what? I didn't have to look at the market from 10 o'clock to 2:30 and worry about all of this whippiness. Like, really, this trade is so simple to use, and I just showed you that it works, okay? This is 2020. This is not old strategies. I've been using this strategy for 3 years. You can see on my channel, I have the same trade on crude oil from 3 years ago. Literally the same exact thing today. But yeah, this thing, at the end of the day, it made its move. So imagine I had to sit there and wait for crude oil to make its move until the last 20 minutes of the day. That would have been like, I would have ripped my eyes out 10 times. So this is the strategy. That's the breakout news strategy for crude oil. And I hope you learned something on this video. If you did, drop a comment if you have any questions. But yeah, this is the strike that expired in the money. I'll put a screenshot right here so you can see it. And it expired. So crude oil, the price at expiration, it was 55.60. So obviously that's above 55.50, and the ceiling for the contracts are $100. So I got the full $100 payout at 230, and yeah, I made 50. What did we say? 56.75 on this trade on one contract. But yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you set it up. So there you saw it. That is my breakout news trade for Nadex. You could use that on crude oil, and you could use it for pretty much any currency pair that's available on the Nadex platform. As long as you find a red folder event, a high impact news event that's going to move your currency pair that you're trading. I like to use it the most on crude oil, and yeah, it's been working out. For the past 3 years, I've been using the same damn strategy. I hope you guys start to use it too, and I hope you learned something on this video. And give me a thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to learn other trade strategies, not just this one news setup that you could trade 1 day a week, if you want to learn other setups that you could trade every other day, so if you're not waiting for Wednesday's crude oil report, you could be trading other breakout trade setups. I got 5 other different trade setups in my Nadex course. So I built this whole course around Nadex and exactly what contracts I'm buying, what I'm looking for that's making me buy those contracts, and the different trade setups. And I have my top 6 setups, top 6 trade setups in that course. All you gotta do for more info is click the link down below, and you could check it out on that link. But yeah, it's got everything about the Nadex exchange that you need to know, understanding Nadex, introduction to Nadex, what contracts I buy for each different trade setup, and how I manage those trades, take profits, have my stops. But yeah, Nadex is cool because it's a simple yes or no question. Like, is price gonna be above or below your level at the expiration time? That's all you gotta worry about, yes or no. And yeah, it's a good product for technical traders. If you can't see, I am a technical trader, so I really like the Nadex platform. And I think it's good for every kind of trader, if you're experienced or not. It's just another market we could take advantage of. So if you like this video, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.